Okay.
Hi everyone, we're back in the kitchen of my mom, Ida Canto Pantano Romanelli. Okay, and we're in Brooklyn, and today it's the end of September, so we're going to do figs because mom has a fig tree in the backyard that is 70 years old. And her father gave a twig to her father-in-law, Rocco, who owned this house, and planted it for him. And now mom has inherited this fig tree. It is prolific. Last year we must have gotten 1,000 figs. But we never did much with figs except eat them raw. I mean, we just put them in a bowl and kept eating them and giving them to neighbors. Right, Mom?
Right.
So on all these videos, usually I'm doing some recipe of Mom's where she's teaching me something. But today, Mom, I'm the teacher.
Okay.
Okay, because we have too many figs and we don't know what to do with it. But my friend, Marie Simmons, wrote the most fabulous book, Fig Heaven. And in it, there are numerous recipes, everything from desserts to lunches to appetizers and breakfasts. And what she has in here is a fabulous chicken, rolled chicken, stuffed with feta cheese and figs. Okay? So it's only 11 o'clock in the morning and we're going to do brunch. So what I've done is I developed a little recipe because I was also in the food business, and we're going to have a fig and goat cheese omelet with basil. Okay? Now, Mom, how do you say figs in Italian? Mangiamo I fig. Okay, in high Italian it's fighi. Okay? But I fig. So mangiamo, that means we're going to eat figs. Okay? In an omelet. Now this recipe is so simple. I put a tablespoon of oil in this 12-inch nonstick pan, okay, Mom? And I have the heat on about medium. Now let's see if that's ready. We want it really, really hot. Hear it sizzle? That means it's really, really hot. And what I've done is I diced 4 figs. Now, this one is not ripe at all, but I think my mom's figs are brown turkeys. I'm not sure. Marie would know, but that's what I think they are. So they don't have to be super ripe because they get really gooey and sweet. They can be just a little bit underripe, which these are since it's the end of the season. And so I diced 4 figs. Then what I did was a chiffonade of basilico, right? Basil, okay? And what you do is you stack the leaves, then you roll them up like a cigarette, and then you just cut across. Okay? So there we go. There's the basilico, or basilico, as they say in other Italian, other than Neapolitan dialect. Okay. And what I have here now is 2 ounces of crumbled goat cheese, chèvre. You can buy it in a package at your supermarket just like this. And all it is a half of a package of this, and you just crumble it up, okay? Now, I also have 3 eggs. Now, this omelet is for 2 to 3 people, depending on when you're eating it. If it were brunch, it would probably be for 2. I serve it with a baguette. And I've only done 3 eggs in this 12-inch nonstick pan, because I really like a French omelet better than what we get at our diners. In our diners, we get these big fluffy omelets where you have more egg than filling, and French omelets are very thin, almost like a crepe. So I'm going to put this in here. Hear that sizzle? Okay, Ma. Now what I'm doing is, and remember, that was about a tablespoon of oil. And what you want to do with the oil is brush it around the pan so that this won't stick. And then you kind of push the sides a little bit so that the egg cooks and keeps going round and round. Okay, we want to cook that egg really well. Now, when I look at eggs, I think of all the wonderful dishes we had. Marie also has an egg cookbook called The Good Egg. On weekends, when Dad was home, we used to have peppers and eggs, right, Mom? Sometimes we had potatoes and eggs. Sometimes potatoes and eggs we had for dinner. And And we have them on, we made heroes out of the best Italian bread you can get in Brooklyn at Cuccio's, who's still around, okay? So we want that to keep cooking a little bit. And if it's wet on top, just kind of move it over to the sides, let it come out. That's how you get to cook it all, okay? So you can see what that looks like, all right? Oops. And look at how easy it's sliding in the pan because of the oil. So this is very, very easy to work with. Okay, now let's get our ingredients. We have, and we're going to put it on 1/2. We have 4 figs. They're pretty large. Okay, we're going to put that on this half. Alrighty. My relatives would be laughing. They would never think to eat figs like this. You know, it just wasn't done. Okay, now I'm going to put the cheese. Remember, I have 2 ounces of goat cheese straight from your supermarket, Chevre, 1/2 of a package of that little log. Okay, and now I'm going to sprinkle with 3 tablespoons to 1/4 cup of fresh basil, basilico, and now my hand is duly sticky, and I'm going to have to rinse them. Okay. Anything you want to say, Mom?
No.
How does this sound?
I'm ready to eat.
Oh, she's ready to eat. Okay, folks. Mom is ready to eat. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm taking a spatula, and I'm putting it underneath the half with nothing on it, and we're going to flip it over. Look at that. And we'll just press down a little so some of the cheese melts a little bit. So all in all, I guess this is taking about 5 minutes to make this omelet after you prep all of the ingredients. Oh my God, is that gorgeous? Okay. And then we just slide it onto the plate. Now, unfortunately, it's the end of the basil season, so I have no basil. What I would do is I put a whole bunch of fresh basil on this side of the plate. And I'd serve it, as I said, with a baguette. Mom, what do you think?
Good.
Looks good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so mangiamo?
Why not? Yes.
Okay, we're going to eat. All right, live from Brooklyn. Ciao, ciao.
Hi.